Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Martinsville Speedway here in Ridgeway, Virginia. We are here on another Thursday night to qualify for another Friday night Wawa Cup Series race. We'll be here tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, for the STP Old Dominion 500 here around the shortest track in the Wawa Cup Series, but this is always a very, very fun race. We are excited for it tomorrow night at 6:30. 125 laps around the paperclip here. It's going to be a bit of a long race time-wise. We always have a lot of fun with it. These drivers always have a lot of fun with it. And we're going to have another race tonight as well. The Light Series East going to be here in less than an hour's time. But tonight, right now, we're qualifying for the STP Old Dominion 500. Uncharted qualifying, as always. Top 5 finishers in this Uncharted session qualify their way into the race. And then the highest hot seat driver as well. If a hot seat driver is already in the top 5, then the 6th place highest driver receives that last transfer into the race. Johnson Jameson, first driver out there in the 27 machine. He has yet to make a race this season. This is the 8th race of the Wawa Cup Series here in 2025. And Jameson has not had the best of runs. Then again, that whole team has not had the best of runs this season. Hot seat drivers for this weekend. We got the number 14 is Campbell Marsh. And he's driving the number 14 for Grattan Autosport. Right behind him, Darian Arnsdorf in the 11. The other Grattan Autosport machine in here. As a matter of fact, Campbell Marsh, now you got the 27 to the top of the board. These times will increase as they go along. So once they get the tires to warm up, then they will get some fast times in. So we're going to see these faster times in both and all these sessions, as a matter of fact, come later on in the run. 42 machine this week, that is Ace Garcia, who qualified outside pole in the Daytona 500 a few weeks ago. The 90 machine is Christian Vargas, longtime veteran of the channel as well. And then 91's yet to get out there. Rashia Mahendra in the 91 machine this weekend. Still looking to make their first career start in the Wawa Cup Series, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, they will be running in tonight's race. A lot of these guys, as a matter of fact, will be running in tonight's race. Jared Martin's actually going to lead him to the pole in tonight's Light Series race. Johnson Jameson's in the West Series. So is Zayden Davison. Jared Martin going to be in that one. Christian Vargas as well in the Light Series race tonight. Carson Miller's actually in it as the Pro Series driver. He's going to be attempting it here tonight. Well, not attempting it. He's going to be in it. There's no qualifying in that series. They just go out there. When there is qualifying, but no one fails to qualify, unlike here. Darian Arnsdorf, Campbell Marsh, Johnson Jameson with a good time. Will he finally make a start this season? That is a good run there for the 27, though these times are really starting to kick in. Aaron Lukes has yet to make hasn't made a start in quite some time here. Arnsdorf's now second. Campbell Marsh is right there. Look at right there. That's what we're going to see a lot of all weekend long. I'm sure we saw a lot of it last night in the Sprint Series race. These guys just diving into the corner and going for it. And it's a lot of fun watching these guys race around this Martinsville Speedway. Johnson Jameson, very impressive run here in that 27 machine. He's outperforming that car right now, up to second. Darian Arnsdorf, Jared Martin, Campbell Marsh, Ace Garcia. Those are the 6 drivers right now who would qualify their way in. Johnson Jameson looking to make his first start of the season. That would only leave, if I'm not mistaken, Dylan Matthews, who she just got herself into the top 6 right there. She's got a hot seat driver ahead of her, but she just got bumped out right there by the 96 of Jared Martin and the 42. 05, though, is going to go to the 3rd position, and now Johnson Jameson's on the bubble in the 27 machine. And like I said, as these guys wear these tires down just a little bit, they warm them up. They actually get faster about 5 or 6 laps into a run. We got Darian Arnsdorf, Campbell Marsh, 96 machine there of Jared Martin, Ace Garcia, Dylan Matthews, and Aaron Lukes. Zayden Davison, who has, along with Carson Miller, both of those drivers have made all but one race this season. Carson Miller just moved up to 5th. Great run for Carson. And now Dylan Matthews is on the bubble in the 05 machine. There's so much that happens, especially at a racetrack like this. They're going to be swapping around quite a bit in all these group sessions here tonight. Of course, the single car runs going to be a bit of a different story because tires are not going to be at their best in those single car runs for these drivers once we get to the Fast 6. we could definitely see ourselves maybe an upset pole sitter for this race. And where you qualify is going to be very important to how well you finish. If you start deep in the field for this race, this is not an easy track to work your way through the field. If you start deep in the field, you're going to have a bit of trouble. And if you end up getting the first cycle of pit stops, first caution at the back of the field, you risk going a lap down because of how short the pit lane is. The race leaders tend to go around and lap those guys who are still on the pit lane from the back. That is something that happens here in Martinsville. You got to be very careful, so you got to get that track position when you can, or otherwise you could be caught a lap down, and once that happens, we have no wave around here. Unless you happen to be on the tail end of the lead lap, we wave you around, but if you're a lap down, you got to get it back the hard way, and let's put it this way, not easy to do that. We've got our drivers who are in for this STP Old Dominion 500. Darian Arnsdorf, Campbell Marsh, Jared Martin, Carson Miller, Ace Garcia, and Dylan Matthews makes her first start of the season here in the Wawa Cup Series. Keep in mind, she made the chase a couple of years ago in 2023. She's a great driver. Glad to see her finally get an opportunity to run a Wawa Cup Series race, and a pretty solid ride there at Titan Fury Racing. Zayden Davidson is going to fail to qualify as the driver's 20th in points, though he did not have a good run last week at Homestead. He fell down in the points because of that. Aaron Lukes, J.R. Ribbleton, Rashia Mahendra, Johnson Jameson, Eric Monaco, Haley Anderson Jr., and Christian Vargas all failed to qualify here from the Martinsville Speedway. Let's go ahead to Group A. Arnsdorf, Martin, and Garcia will join those guys for our first group session here tonight, the Martinsville Speedway. Alright, here we go. Group A here from the Martinsville Speedway. Of course, top three fastest advance on to the Fast 6 shootout. And the rest will be determined to the inside lane for the starting lineup in tomorrow night's STP Old Dominion 500. Philip Torres. And one thing I'd like to mention about Torres from last week's race at Homestead, he actually went down the pit lane, and after his stop, he just never came off the pit lane. Never left his pit stall. Not entirely sure what the issue was. There was nothing showing in the chat log for it. And here we are with Philip Torres deep in the points, trying to rebound after everything that's happened to him this season in that 52 machine. We'll see what he can do here in this one. He's the first driver out there in the 52. Laura Chung in the 20 machine has slipped up a little bit in the points as of late. 15th in the standings coming into this one. However, she is only 9 points off the cutoff. But, you know, we're closing in on the point where we're going to start thinking about that cutoff. We're about 4 races away from the race to the chase, and we start showing you the battle of that cutoff and the wild card and all of that. Matthew Huber here in the 15 almost made the chase last year, and if he did make the chase, he would have been a championship contender in that one. Has not necessarily been too much of a contender to start this season. 29th in the standings for Hubert coming into this race here tonight. Isaac Nichols, of course, got the win at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, currently holding on to the second wild card just behind Drew Webb right now, but he is also only 2 points off the cutoff coming into this race, so still a great season for the number 6 machine. Philip Torres with the fastest time, but we saw a lot of 19s happen in the Uncharted session. We're going to see that happen here in this one. Mentioned that Jared Martin starts in the pole for tonight's race in the Light Series East. Well, he made it into the Cup show in the 96 machine as well. To see how well he can do here in this one. Ludovic Charette, third in points now after just a mid-run at Homestead. Very surprising to see, especially after what we saw with all those guys and their strong runs in that race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Ludovic was not one of those drivers contending for the win last week, but she is still third in the point standings. But everyone trying to get to this guy, Travis Crampton in the 98 machine. Gotta be careful not to take him out. This 98 of Travis Crampton has had the best season by far. 6 top 10s in 7 races and 5 top 5s. And that was all topped off with the win last week in the Wawa 400 at Homestead. They are 43 points ahead of the field there at NS Racing with Travis Crampton. A very good run for him this season. Nicholas Samadio in the 59. This is definitely his type of racetrack. His one career win in the Wawa Cup Series has come on the short track. And the other time he went to victory lane in a Wawa Cup Series event was the Winter Showdown in IRP last year. Well, here he is in the 59 machine, looking to rebound up. Had a great run at Homestead last week. We'll see what he can do here in qualifying. This, like I said, is a racetrack where you want to have a good lap, because if you do not start well, you're going to be mired deep in the field. It's hard to work your way through the field. Kirsten Bell looking to avoid that. And it's Kirsten Bell, Matthew Hubert, and Isaac Nichols the top three right now looking to go for the pole here from the Martinsville Speedway. San Benito did move up to the 5th position. And then you got the 20 machine of Laura Chung there in 4th. Tanner Parton, Jared Martin. And then you got the 23 machine of Duncan Ward. I'm not sure if it's going to be 3 straight poles for Duncan. And Nicholas just went into the top 3. Great run from Mr. Edge. Nicholas San Benito with a great run here in qualifying. That 59 is really quick. You can tell he's got a lot of speed in that 59 machine. This is definitely a racetrack that suits the Appalachia cars very well. He has moved up to 2nd now. So it's Kirsten Bell, Nicholas San Benito, and Laura Chung. Laura Chung, Isaac Nichols, and Kirsten Bell. Wow! It all swapped around there. Kirsten Bell was knocked off for about 2 seconds, and then she took it back away. It's now Laura Chung, and now San Benito once again winding it back up to 2nd. Laura Chung also to the top of the board right there, and we got our 3 guys. It's Laura Chung, Kirsten Bell, Nicholas San Benito. Ladovic Charette is 5th, now 6th. We'll see if she improves her time right here. She does not. But these times getting faster and faster as the session rolls along here. And that's what we expected to see. Kirsten Bell going to park it for this session. I think she's confident that she's going to make it into the Fast 6 with that one. Isaac Nichols looks to start 7th. Tanner Parton looks to start up. Ladovic Charette. And then Nicholas San Benito was like, never mind that. I'm just going to go ahead and knock you right back off. How about that? How about that? Nicholas San Benito with an opportunity of winning the pole here. He is going to park it for the session, and he feels confident that that's going to be good enough to make it on with how late it is in the session. Will Ladovic, though, move her way back into that top 3? She will, and Kirsten Bell's going to get knocked off right at the last second. You know, Ladovic Charette, we have her in the booth for the E-Series race tonight. And we recorded that one already prior to me recording qualifying, and she said at the end of the race, I don't think I qualified well. Well, that's not going to be true, obviously. So Nicholas San Benito, Laura Chung, and Ladovic Charette, not Kirsten Bell. That is your Fast 6 here in Group A, or the 3 that make it onto the Fast 6. Uh-oh. They're actually tied, but Ladovic holds the tiebreaker on points, so it will, in fact, be San Benito, Chung, and Charette making it on to the Fast 6 shootout. Ladovic Charette right at the end, and just by the skin of her teeth right there, because she got it on points on Kirsten Bell right there. And not only that, they're only separated by 7 points in the standings, so that was really close. Great run for Travis Crampton near the end there, getting 5th. That's a 9th place starting position for our points leader. Brian Webb will start 11th. Isaac Nichols will start 13th. Tanner Parton will start 15th. Braden Perez will start 17th. Angel Gutierrez will start 19th. Philip Torres will start 21st. Matthew Hubert will start 23rd. Darian Arnsdorf will start 25th. LJ Semedo will start 27th. Jared Martin will start 29th. Alex Sanvitali will start 31st. Not a good run for Duncan Ward. He's going to start 33rd. They're winning the last 2 poles as well. Rogel Oren will start 35th. Roberto Crown Jr. will start 39th. Christian Master, no. Rogel Oren will start 35th. Roberto Crown Jr. will start 37th. Christian Master will start 39th. And Ace Garcia will start in the 41st position. So San Benito, Chung, and Charette making out of the Fast 6. They're going to go for the pole. Let's see who joins them here from Group B from the Martinsville Speedway. And here we go for Group B here from the Martinsville Speedway. Should be a lot of fun with this one, as it was a lot of fun with Group A, and we expect these times to increase as we move along here. Logan Williams also a part of this. Of course, his teammate Nicholas San Benito, fastest time of the night with that 19.62.0 that was set. It's a very fascinating thing about this racetrack and the way it operates. The times get faster as we move along. Of course, there is tire wear, and it does eventually go the other way, but heat in the tires is a huge thing here in Martinsville compared to a lot of the other racetracks we go to, and makes some very intense racing, no doubt about it. Logan Williams going to be the first one out there as well. And we'll have to see. He needs a rebound. He did not have a good night at Homestead last week. He went from 6th in the points in the chase all the way down to 16th. Not exactly how that's supposed to work. And I know Logan needs to get started on the right foot at the beginning of the season. We know his capabilities as the season goes along. And he's definitely good at the short tracks as well. Getting a win at Gateway last year. have to see. We'll have to see how well it works out for him. How about Bruno Diacomo? Second in the points coming into this race here in the Wawa Cup Series in 2025. And didn't really expect this one either. This is definitely a pleasant surprise. As a matter of fact, Trackhouse Racing as a whole has been very, very good. Bruno Diacomo and Bryce Egan both top 5 in the points standings coming into this race. Those drivers are absolutely carrying that team right there, and they're the highlight of that United Alliance going into this part of the season. And Bryce Egan, great run last week at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Both of those guys finished top 10 at Homestead last week. They have definitely got a lot of speed in them. Well, Logan's quickest right now. He's got a lot of speed in his car, Bryce Egan. And then Avery Alford is third quickest, but that will absolutely change as these guys get the heat in the tires. They start getting faster times. There's Blaine Keys. I know the field did not want to see that. Blaine's going to be hard to beat, especially in a track like this. I think there's a very good chance that we could call Blaine Keys to victory lane tomorrow night for his first win of the season. Very good opportunity at that. Hey, Daniel Paulus Jr., we almost called him in his first win of the season last week at Homestead. Runner-up there to Travis Crampton. Almost had him at the end as well. Watch out for Daniel in this race. We'll have to see how well he is. He's been very good on the speedways. This could be a good race for him. And this is a race that we tend to see the best drivers. And, I say that with a lot of races that we've had this season, but this one in particular seems to really favor some of the best drivers we see at the end of the season. And we'll have to see if that ends up being the case. I mean, last week's race at Homestead was like that. We had all those guys who were up there in the points where we expected to be good this season, maybe with the exception of Paulus, but we expected Paulus to be good this season. And, I know this Team Velocity, I should say, they definitely have a lot of investments on that 54, especially going into this season, and we'll have to see if he can get himself into that Fast 6, have a shot at the pole. Blaine Keys barely hanging on to a spot in the Fast 6. Avery Alford is second quickest. Got to give a shout out to Avery Alford. What a season he has had. Both he and Duncan Ward have been lights out with that team. Duncan did not have a good run in his qualifying session, but Avery Alford currently second quickest here. And Team Williams has definitely got a lot of speed in their cars this season, looking to get their first win since 2023. Braden Perez and Michigan, you remember that one? This guy, I was going to go to Drew Webb there. This guy remembers that. I will still never forget that moment. That was one of the wildest moments we've ever had on the channel. No doubt about it. Hey, we're going to be going live. We're going to have a live stream before the Prelude and the 10th anniversary race on Tuesday, April 1st. We're going to rewatch some great moments. Hope you guys interact and follow along. Prelude race will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. 10th anniversary race will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, in case anyone has been wondering about that. Daniel Paulus Jr., if he was wondering if he had speed in his car, he can wonder no more. He is third quickest, a lot of speed in that 54 machine. Logan Williams just on the outside. Thomas Troxel is fifth quickest. Both of the Pacific cars top 5 in this session right now. But how about Blaine Keys, who has set the fastest time so far here tonight? And we could be looking at Blaine Keys' first pole of the season as well. This is a guy who won 5 straight poles in the Turkey Hill Truck Series last year. And, of course, went on to win the Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship as well. It has not been quite a lights-out start for him, but I say that he's now 10th in the championship standings. He's got 4 top 10s. He's yet to get a top 5 this season, however. But Blaine Keys, as we all very well know, is a very good driver. And, hey, he's going for that all-time wins list as well. Going for that top spot with Nicholas Sambadio at 30. Blaine's at 29. Blaine's got an opportunity at tying Nicholas tomorrow night. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. He's going to have a good opportunity of doing so. He's going to have a good starting position regardless. Blaine Keys, Avery Alford, and Daniel Paulus Jr. looking to join Nicholas Sambadio, Laura Chung, and Ludovic Charette in the Fast 6. That is a very strong Fast 6, and any of those 6 can win the pole. I genuinely believe that. Logan Williams will start 8th. Thomas Troxel will start 10th. Leonard Kochmer, great qualifying run for him. He'll start 12th. Andrew Miller will start in the 14th position. Last year's winner of this race, Jack Oz, will start 16th. Zachary Fitzwater will start 18th. Brad Stover will start 20th. Bryce Egan, 22nd. Dylan Matthews, her first start in the Wawa Cup Series this season. She will start in the 24th position. Campbell Marsh will start 26th. Drew Webb will start 28th. Carson Miller will start 30th. Nathan Smith will start 32nd. Not a good run for our Driver is second in points. Bruno Diacomo will be starting 34th. Bernardo de Oliveira, tough run for him. He'll be starting in the 36th position. Jesse Turner will start 38th. Trey Barcha will start 40th. And Justin Seidel will start 42nd. Let's get to it. Fast 6 shootout here from Martinsville. Daniel Paulus Jr. going to lead us off here, going for the pole in the STP Old Dominion 500. And Daniel Paulus Jr. going to lead us off here in the Fast 6. Got his first top 5 of the season last week at Homestead Miami Speedway. He is on the up and up in the point standings, that is for sure. Of course, part of the Grattan Racing Technologies Alliance. And these guys are good. You know it. Everyone knows it. Minimizing at 64 there through turns 1 and 2. And of course, these times are going to be significantly slower than the faster times we saw. These first laps tend to not be as quick. But Danny going to give it all he's got. He's going to set the benchmark there. He's going to go to a 24.57. Let's see who is next. I forget. Ludovic Charette is the one who's next. How can I forget our defending champion? Just what I know. 20.457. That's what was set by Daniel Paulus Jr. that last lap. Ludovic Charette in a very similar race car. We'll see what she can do here in her qualifying run. She was outside pole last week at Homestead, but did not have a good car and did not have a good run in that race. I know she's looking to turn all of that around here. 4 career wins in the Wawa Cup Series. That was not a good entry in the turns 3 and 4. We'll see if that ends up carrying more speed, however. It does not, so that's second quickest 25.22 for Ludovic Charette here in Martinsville. Avery Alford next in line, 7th in points. Yeah, I think it's 7th in points for Avery Alford coming into this race. And this has been a great combination. Avery Alford and Team Williams, they have put together some great runs, and Alford has done an excellent job this season, looking to make it into the chase for the first time in his career. This is his second Wawa Cup Series season, of course. Looking to beat a 20.457 set by Daniel Paulus Jr. What will his entry be like here? A little bit better than what Ludovic had, I believe, but will it be enough speed to get to Paulus? That's the big question, and it will be answered. Not enough for Avery Alford. That is third quickest so far here in the Fast 6 shootout. Laura Chung next in line here for Rut Racing. And like I said, she's fallen off a little bit the past couple of races. Had a really good start to the season. Trying to rebound here. Great opportunity for her here with this Rut Racing team at Martinsville. As a matter of fact, she almost won the truck race here back in 2022. Lost to Eric Drew, if you remember that one. That was a fun race. Pretty solid speed there through turns 1 and 2. I have not been paying attention to that miles per hour mark. Of course, also the entry into the line also plays a big factor into it as well. I think this may possibly be our fastest time so far. It is. That was a good time set by Laura Chung. She goes to the top of the board, 23.26 for the driver, the number 20. Blaine Keys. You know, when you hear that name and you're in the Fast 6 shootout, watch out. Will he get his first pole of the season? It has been more difficult to get these poles here in the Wawa Cup Series than it is in trucks. It is a deeper field, stronger teams, stronger cars. Blaine Keys trying to take advantage of that with his Pacific Racing team here at the Martinsville Speedway and get an opportunity to win his 30th career race. But the guy going after him here does not want that to happen. Nicholas Amadeo, he wants to keep that 30th win. They're going to both be starting top 6. Where will they start? Blaine's going to be starting no higher than second. Just barely missing out. 3.59. That's second quickest here in the Martinsville Speedway. And here we go. Nicholas Amadeo next in line. Last in line. The fastest time in Group A. Needs to beat a 20.326 to win the pole here for the STP Old Dominion 500, regardless of the fact he is going to be a threat to win tomorrow's race as well. Along with Blaine Keys, along with Laura Chung, along with Daniel Paulus Jr., Ludovic Charette, Avery Alford, they're all going to have a shot tomorrow night. And he hit 64 there into the corner. I don't think it's going to quite be enough for Nicholas. We'll see how much speed he gets there. This is not one of the faster times we have seen here tonight. And with that, Laura Chung is going to get the pole here at the Martinsville Speedway. What a run for her. That's a 5.92. That is 6th for Sam Adio. Not at all what he was wanting for there, but Laura Chung and Blaine Keys going to lead us off to the green flag tomorrow in the STP Old Dominion 500. And there you have it. Starting lineup for tomorrow night's STP Old Dominion 500. Laura Chung wins the pole here in Martinsville. Great run for her. Hey, I gotta be proud of her. She's my driver over in Joe's series in the D-Wall Cup Series. She got me a win at Phoenix a couple weeks ago. So I root for her in that regard. And it's funny because she drives for Joe Rakowski's team here in my series. So isn't that something? She's got some good owners. Let's put it that way. 20.326 is the fastest time for Laura Chung. That wins her the pole. She'll start alongside Blaine Keys in row number 1, Daniel Paulus Jr. and Ladovic Schredt in row 2, Avery Alfred and Nicholas Samedeo in row 3, Kirsten Bell, Logan Williams, row 4, Travis Crampton and Thomas Troxel in row 5, Brian Webb and Leonard Kochmer in row 6, Isaac Nichols and Andrew Miller in row 7, Tanner Parton and Jack Haas in row 8, Braden Perez and Zachary Fitzwater in row 9, Angel Gutierrez and Brad Stover in row 10, Philip Torres and Bryce Egan in row 11, Matthew Hubert and Dylan Matthews in row 12, Darian Arnsdorf and Campbell Marsh in row 13, LJ Semedo, Drew Webb in row 14, Jared Martin and Carson Miller row 15, Alex Amatali and Nathan Smith in row 16, Duncan Ward and Bruno Diacomo in row 17, Rogel Dorn and Bernardo de Oliveira in row 18, Roberto Crown Jr. and Jesse Turner in row 19, Christian Master, Trey Bartow row 20, Ace Garcia and Justin Zeidel round out the final row of the 42-car field for tomorrow night's STP Old Dominion 500. A less than an hour's time. At the top of the hour, as a matter of fact, we got the Martinsville 200 here from the Martinsville Speedway in the Body Armor Light Series East. It's a good race. Definitely want to watch it. And, of course, tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, here for the STP Old Dominion 500. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Laura Chung, and I will see you guys later.